Hello everyone and welcome to another Starcraft 2 video. We're going to jump right into it as I started this live session a little bit late on the recording. We have missed some action. I placed a supply depot and my SCV started drilling on like the right hand side, and then it kind of moved to the left and drilled, and then moved down a little bit and drilled, and then that's basically what you missed. So sorry that you missed out on that. Yeah, so I'm going to be commentating this after the fact. We're going to do a couple matches. We got TvP, thank you Probe for reminding me. And afterwards we're going to have a TvZ versus Zerg. So Probe is whacking away my supply depot. I care two shits about that. Just let him do his thing. Usually the Probe will pull off anyways once he realizes, hey, this guy's not throwing on a barracks. He might get a little curious and want to check out what's going on. But this guy's intent on attacking that supply depot. And splitting off to put down my command center. I just send out two, keep one on the probe, and then split one off eventually to put on the command center. And of course when you do something like that, you want to send out your SCVs a little bit earlier, as it takes a while to get to the command center there. Just kind of watching without even paying attention to what I was saying there. You send out the SCVs a little bit earlier, since you're going to be harassing the probe for a little bit. It'll take a little bit longer to travel to your natural expansion to throw out the command center. So normally where I would send out my SCV at say 320 minerals, now I'd send out my SCV at say 270.
Not enough minerals.
So doing my new FE with a double barracks to start, after command center, and then engineering bay.
Not enough.
For build order, just build this stuff as you can afford it, without cutting your SCV production. The SCV I made my second command center with is usually a pretty good timing scout. You can get into the Protoss base usually right around when the soccer finishes, or even before. So it gets you in as late as possible, but still actually lets you be able to get in. Loading my barracks to low ground to create like a wrap, so he has to take some fortress shots if he wants to run up my ramp.
Upgrade complete.
SCV ready.
Saw the Zealot coming out, so like, yeah, I should probably funnel these guys to my main base just to keep them safer.
Our SCVs are under attack.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Base is under attack.
Whoops, door was down. Zealot got in. Not a big deal though. That's gonna be one dead Zealot. Sorry, lost all his shields and half his hit points. It's pretty easy to surround.
This better be good. What's going on?
Notice I'm missing something here. I still am on 2 barracks and I'm floating 400 minerals.
Upgrade complete.
So definitely not a good
Not enough minerals.
Big job.
execution of this build order, we'll say. My army count is going to be low. Just kind of checking around for any pylons being built on low ground, because I heard one get warped in actually. It's kind of weird, it's in the fog of war, but I heard it.
In the rear.
It ends up it's just a regular proxy pylon, not one that can warp in the top of my ramp. Again, queuing all my SCVs to my main base until I can actually get control of my natural expansion.
SCV ready.
That does mean you have to keep your door open though, so it's going to be a little
Gangway.
awkward, we'll say. Got my +1 and stim on the way.
Oh, it's on.
Normally I'd go stim first, but I went +1 first just because my tech lab is so late. Yeah, that force field won't block you from repairing. That one will. Yeah, so it goes down, but I think I got the bigger army count at this point. Deciding to throw down 2 bunkers. I'm like, he's really committed to this 4 gate, so why even risk it? Let's just get as much defense as we need here.
Our SCVs are under attack.
He pokes up and he doesn't even kill a bunker or an SCV. It's kind of a misclick there. He should have at least picked off an SCV.
First round's on me.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Big job, huh? You want a piece of me, boy?
Looks like he tries to go in after my expansion.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna have to pull my mining a little bit, but that's not too big of an issue. I mean, I do have the fortress to protect me. And as long as he keeps walking by my ramp, he's gonna take a lot of free pot shots. Which I'm quite happy with. So I'm gonna move out. I don't have stim yet, but I feel like I have a strong enough army to at least solidify my expansion. Might make more sense to wait for stim. Actually, it's done now anyway, so I guess I kinda did
Not enough
unintentionally.
minerals. Additional supply
But
depots
without stim or concussive shell, he can kind of like poke at you and then move back and recharge his shields, and of course any damage he does to you won't get recharged, as you won't have medevacs out for a long time.
SCV ready. Yeah.
When you supply cap yourself, that's a good time to throw in add-ons, so at least your barracks are active.
I'm going.
I toyed with going with more marines. That way I had to have the gas to get combat shield if my push as well, but I just find it's too weak. I mean, you have to go 5 barracks just because you can't really spend the money
add-on complete.
on marines. Marines and marauders are basically the same build time, so you can marauder costs like 125 or yeah, 125. Marines only cost 50, so you can spend way more money on marauders. Yeah, I didn't want to hit that pylon since I skimmed the entire army, so I darted forward, and at least I was able to pick off a sentry. But that was mostly a wasted stim.
Bad news.
I'm trying to be more aware of my stims now. I find I've been kind of like reckless with them, and it's cost me some battles, so.
What's going on?
I noticed it's past my 11-minute timing, but since he committed so much to the 4 gate and lost so much, I'm still sure I'll get there long before like double forge upgrades are done or Colossus are out.
Here with the gear. You want a piece of me, boy?
Just kind of heading out now, getting down my gas production, getting out a couple more barracks. So I noticed I load up on lots of minerals when I do this push, so I'm like, may as well at least build the infrastructure ahead of time.
Waiting on you. SCV
It's always key to try to keep your production going while you're doing your push. Just click to these, like, you know, click 4 from my command centers and 5 from my barracks, and try to get just a few rounds of units queued up before you do the push.
Gangway coming through.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
SCV ready.
Additional supply depots required.
Trying to move in past the force field. You can move back, or you can try to get in. And since you only have 2 sentries, not doing well. Just kite the probes a little bit, keep them out melee range. And that is GG. He probably lost a good 2,000 resources more than I did on his push, so
Replay saved.
not only did I have economic lead, but in terms of money spent, he had wasted a lot more of his money than I had. So I kind of jumped into the replay to kind of take a look at the timings and realized I forgot I was recording, so I cut that part out and we're going to jump into the next game here. So I'm 3rd in diamond now, kind of comfortably in 3rd. It's going to be hard to move up, hard to move down. So about 80-point gap between me either way. That Wall R guy, I checked out his record. I can't believe he's not Masters yet. That guy's gone like 25-5 in his last 30 games. Lol, bro.
Ah, what's going on?
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
It was only like 2 years ago where I actually laughed at someone for saying LOL in a conversation. Like not typed out, but like in a voice conversation saying the word LOL. Now you hear people saying it all the time. LOL. In fact, the first time I saw that message, I didn't actually know what it meant. I was just chatting online and I made a joke and someone said lol, and I'm like, well, there's like a lull in the conversation here, so I kept like throwing out jokes and trying to be entertaining and stuff, and people just kept saying lol, and I'm like, fuck, what do these people want from me?
Not enough minerals.
So TvZ on Shakira's Plateau is basically always going to be Ravens for me. Just because it's such a defensive 2-base start, so it's hard to push on a Zerg, it's also hard for you to get overrun without units, so it's good for Ravens. And at the same time, you can't actually spawn in close spawns. You can't spawn vertically from each other, which would be like a close rush distance. And then that backdoor you used to be able to go through when you spawn horizontally from each other. Like, you used to be able to blow through your back rocks and then blow through his back rocks, which made for a good rush path, but they took that out, so this is basically forced not to be a quick rush game. And I suppose I could try it out, but just checking for the Overlord there, did spot it. Sorry, let me get back to that I thought before, but I'll leave that out of thought for now. But I want to talk about if you haven't seen a drone scout by this point, you should assume that your opponent is horizontal from you, and that's why I check for the Overlord. Because typically they'll send their Overlord to the closest base, which is horizontal, and then they'll send their drone scout diagonal, cross map. So if you don't see the drone, that means the drone probably went to the empty base, which means that it's probably the Overlord coming at you horizontally. And then you can verify it by just kind of pushing out and looking for that Overlord like I did there.
Not enough minerals.
So yeah, I guess I should kind of learn how to play longer macro games with Zerg, like classically, but just in case I make it deep in one of these tournaments where it's actually a best of series and I can't do Ravens every time, I'll probably just end up choosing the other matches. If I get to choose the map, I'll do a close rush distance map so I can do standard, and then I'll do a Raven match, and then I'll choose on the third match. Because I don't know how to play standard long macro versus Zerg. I suppose it's just like my matches where I do close rush distance, it just will probably be a little bit more difficult to do the push, as there'll be more open space and a longer rush, so there's more chance for him to get set up and flank and get his army count up. I think I'd have to do the 2 racks opening too. My fast expand would just give Zerg far too much opportunity to like go like ballistic on his economy.
Not enough minerals.
You want a piece of me, boy? You gonna give me orders? Go, go, go! SCV ready. Roger that.
So just going to set up my first Marine looking for the Overlord Scout, and then I'm going to add another second Marine a little bit later. Just in case of Nidus worms, I like to have 2 Marines in that area. So in case I don't notice it, at least I got 2 Marines attacking the Nidus worm, so I won't have to have super fast reaction time to take it down. Kind of the problem with this Mass Raven build, obviously if the Nidus worm gets in, you're dead, because you have no army. And it's hard to take down the Nidus worm as you don't have an army. You can't like just move a pile of Marines over there because you don't have a pile of Marines. Can't stem them either. Did shut down an Overlord Scout there. Looks like he's not going to commit to it. However, in the process, I wasn't paying attention to my own SCV Scout, and all I saw was a pile of creep. You can tell a lot by what kills you. If you get killed by like 16 Zerglings, then you know he's not going for a Roach Opener. If you get hit by like Spines and Queens, and maybe 2 Zerglings, then it's much more likely he's going for a Roach Opener. Not too important on this map, as this sort of awesome wrap you have here with a low ground bunker that's more or less protected from the fortress is very safe versus both Roach or Bailing Bust. But on other maps, it's very important to know what kind of rush could be coming, because you have to respond differently in your building placement and whatnot.
I can't build here.
I used to hold off on like range upgrade and structure armor until I'm ready to push my ravens, but you know what, may as well just get it early. It's not really going to hurt your raven count, and that armor and range can really help your fortress and missile turrets versus the mutas or busts that could come in.
Additional supply depots required.
Typically like to use my factory for 2 add-ons and then I hide it in the corner. If I do it for 3 add-ons, there's this odd chance that the Mutalisk might happen to catch it as it's moving to its safety spot. And floating out in the open versus Mutalisk isn't that safe.
Bad news. SCV ready. Yeah. Ready to plunder.
That last missile turret placement is bad. If you notice that I placed in a spot where I could trap my SCV, I'll have to get lucky about how my SCV work, like what side of the turret my SCV finishes on. If it gets trapped in there, I'm not going to have a medevac, so basically my only option is to kill the SCV to free up supply. Or leave it there in auto repair and just have it use it for repairing a turret purposes.
Additional supply depots required.
So it looks like the spiking area has a kill, so I guess I got that overlord. And now just trying to get rid of his scout overlords.
Additional supply depots required.
Inbound.
Research complete.
Trying to put a little bit more emphasis on
Go ahead.
clearing out the scout zerglings and scout overlords, because they really hamper my ability to expand later. What I have forgotten to do here is push out. You want to push, once you got like 3 marines or 4 marines, you want to push out with a handful of SCVs, just to feint a push. He'll see a pile of SCVs and marines kill whatever couple zerglings he has scouting, and just the fact that you're sending SCVs makes it look kind of all-in-ish, and he could go he could really overreact and spend a butt ton on units and spine crawlers and stuff, and that's what you need to do. I mean, since you can't actually push the Zerg to shut down his economy, you gotta like pretend to push, and that alone often causes him to stop his droning and build a whole ton of defense. The way Zerg plays is very fragile. They play with no army. They rely on their scout and their built-up larva to get them enough time and to build an army by the time you arrive. I say when you have 3 or 4 marines, you want to push out obviously before he has Mutalisk, because once he has Mutalisk, he can use that to like kind of keep tabs on what's going on. So it's going to be hard to feint to push when they're on the field. Moving SCV down to the bottom left-hand corner to build a Ninja Expo. That's a lot of Mutalisks. My missile turrets are a little too spread out. They're not actually covering each other. So he didn't take a whole lot of damage there. Yeah, see, there's nothing else firing when he was attacking that missile turret. And now he's getting in deep. Not only is he getting the scout in on my starports, but I'm going to have trouble cleaning this up. I don't have anything left. There's no more Vikings dead. Those are the last 2 marines. It's kind of hiding my ravens for now. My mineral lines are still okay, so he can do devastating damage, but I guess eventually he would take out these starports if I don't act a little better. I'm just trying to get some missile turrets up here. Looks like he's coming in to snipe, but when he does that, he does leave himself open to get hit by the turrets. And yeah, he's gonna have trouble exiting and living. 2 turrets hitting 1 full hit points Mutalisk. I wonder if it died or not. So that looked really, really scary, but ends up being okay. All I really got him was a good scout in. I'm sure he lost a lot more than I did there. And whatever, if I lose Marines, that doesn't even affect me. Oh my gosh! If I can see the Zergling can see me. Luckily he was on the edge of my vision, so maybe only saw 1 or 2 ravens. But now he's seen 3 starports and the raven, if he's been paying attention, so that's not good. Luckily though, even if Sir scouts ravens, he may not know what's up. Or he may not know how to deal with it properly. Oh, new overlord's back, damn it. Let's get these turrets up. Now the nice thing is I killed every mutalisk he had, so maybe he doesn't have the reinforcements to get over here. And then there's also the, like, whether he'll spot it or not, and how fast his reaction time is, and the flight distance. Maybe I can get all these turrets up in time. So I'm building 5 of them at once here. Even if I can get like 3 of them up, I should be able to hold off whatever mutalisk force he has at this point. Just sending out a couple marines to clear the zergling I saw on the bottom there, which I think those marines just died. And another couple marines to clear the Zelnagas. Again, those are throwaway. I don't expect those marines to actually kill all that stuff and make it back alive. That would be pretty lucky. Maybe better just to send 1 marine to each Zelnaga tower, because 1 marine does kill 1 zergling, even if the zergling is upgraded. I think anyway, so maybe with a lot of upgrades it won't. Check out that orbital. I know how to spend my energy. That's actually a good thing that I'm bad at it, because I don't need mules at this point. At this point, this is where my minerals start getting like way out of hand. Like you can see, I still got 1200 even after throwing down like 5 supply depots and 3 barracks there.
Additional supply depots required.
So I see the zerglings trying to attack the 12 o'clock there. You can see them in the fog of war. So I'm gonna try to swing around from below. I'm assuming he saw the fortress, so he knows he can't kill it with his zerglings, so I'm guessing his mutalisks and Bailings might be in the area as well, so his whole army might be out of... Oh, I was going to pull 1 raven to clear out Zelnaga, and ends up a zergling walked right by me. Probably saw my entire force. Well, it did see my entire force, but whether my opponent noticed it or not, I don't know. That sucks. So just fly into the safety of these missile turrets, and then I'll try moving out and see what happens. And that's what happens. And I don't even have Seeker Missile done as of yet. And 2 full energy ravens just dropped. That sucks. So changing the rally point from my starports back in my base. I don't want them to all get intercepted by corruptors. I find that often happens when I'm doing this push. I have all my new ravens rallied to my army, and of course they just all get picked off on route. Do have Seeker Missile done now though. Wow, that's a lot of... This is where a Seeker Missile comes in handy, when he has like overwhelming numbers like this. Auto turrets and PDDs just won't do the trick. You need to take it down. Not bad. I survived with... Lost maybe half my army, but I think I took out all his corruptors and 2 expansions are going down. Oh! And the fast GG.
Replay saved.
I think I was definitely well ahead and on my way to victory, but... It's rare to see a Zerg not played out. I mean, he still probably had at least 3 bases on the go. Maybe not. Maybe he just has Mania Natural, which were almost mined out, and he just lost a good portion of his army committed to corruptors. Corruptors are kind of expensive. That was a lot of corruptors you had on the field. Which is smarter than making a lot of mutas, but when you clump them all together, need 5 Seeker Missiles while you're sitting over auto turrets with a PDD in front of me. May not be the best use of those corruptors. So with that, we'll call that the end of this session. Thank you everyone. We'll jump into the thumbs up fact of the day.
Whenever I see a world untouched by war, a world of innocence, a world of lush forests and clear rivers, I really just want to nuke the crap out of it.
Alright, for today's thumbs up fact of the day, we're going to talk about the secret cow level, which is something that has been somewhat involved in every Blizzard game almost. It started back in Diablo 1, where there's this area in town where there's some cows, and there was this myth or someone about like a way to open up a secret cow level over there. And of course it was just made up garbage by people trolling. Then in Diablo 2 they actually created a secret cow level just in homage to that myth. And then in Warcraft 3 there was like a cheat code called the secret cow level. You type that in, something happens. And now in Starcraft 2, you see this icon here, this little almost like nuclear power thing. I'm not quite sure it is, but it's underneath the Starcraft symbol here. Just start spam left clicking it, and boom, it puts you in the cow level. Multiple channels for this, and it's actually like a children's toy where it'll answer questions for you. You just say the cow goes, and it adds the moo for you. The chicken goes. Okay, it's not a very effective children's toy. Okay, basically what it does is just adds moo to the end of everything you say. But yeah, just a little Easter egg, one of many that are in Starcraft 2. I know of about 7 or 8, and I'm sure there's more that I haven't seen. But yeah, that's the secret cow level. Just spam click this sucker up here. It's kind of like old news. People found out about this a long time ago, but in case you didn't know, that's what you can do. You can have a little fun here. Moo moo to you, Reborn, as well. Alright, with that, thank you everyone, and goodbye.